We've come back from Australia to a flood of campaign posters as a general election is happening in Ireland on February the 8th. So we've decided to discuss what the two Johnnies, if we were a political party, what would we do?
Yes, what would be our campaign slogan, right? I reckon our slogan should be, well, we can't be any worse than the other crowd. You feeling me?
Yeah, I'd go for like two Johnnies, one seat.
There you go.
And we'd share the seat. So that way we wouldn't have to go to the hall every day.
Oh, we'd have to share the wages then.
But sure, the way that they toggle fucking expenses now, lad.
Yeah.
Huh? Well, you could probably earn 4 wages out of it.
Double expenses. We get the gold card for Ryan's.
Just not. Well, you have to be a minister to get a private car, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if does every minister get a state
Yeah, but
car?
you could get.
I think if you're a senior minister, you get a driver. If you're a minister of state, I don't think so.
Love a driver.
We get a sponsored car.
Yeah. My goal is like to have a driver, and it's like, yo, Morris, bring me in. I need milk. He pulls up.
You sit in the back then?
I always sit in the back.
Okay, I've got the slogans here for all the main parties. Now, Fine Gael have gone for a future to look forward to. Because don't mention the past.
Yeah.
Or the present.
Yeah.
Fianna Fáil have gone for an Ireland for all. Nice rhyming slang there.
Mm-hmm.
Ireland for all.
Sinn Féin, working for you, working for Ireland's future. They always just kind of nod at a 32 counties. Labour, building an equal society, because they build fuck all else. People before profit, planet before profit.
Okay, that's good. That's going to get you excited, isn't it?
Well, no, I feel like they're just following the trend now.
Yeah, could
Very
be.
Captain Planet, you know.
Oh, yeah. By our powers combined, the Social Democrats, hope for better, vote for better. I think
that's wishy-washy.
They've just given up already.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know.
It might be okay. It might be good. Give us a vote. You never know. Green Party. Want green, vote green.
That's the worst slogan.
A little lack of imagination there. Maybe they feel like everyone else is talking about the environment, but if you actually want some mad green shit, vote for them.
Yeah, to be honest, there's nothing there that really grabs me. Like,
does the slogan matter?
I don't think slogans are that big in the UK in that, but I think it's kind of like an Irish traditional thing that
I wasn't familiar.
like, you know, think of all the great people that have slogans. You know, shopping as it should be. You know, super value. You know,
make America great again.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He got that. That was Nixon's one.
Yeah,
yeah, it was the exact same. Red hats and all. He just took it again.
Genius. There you go. Why doesn't somebody take one of the ones of the past? Like, I wonder what Charlie Hawley's slogan was back in the day. It's like,
give me the money. The people of Ireland
make
love me.
Charlie Hawley great again. Talking about this election, Johnny, like, does anybody really care anymore about election? Like, is it worth voting in someone? As in, like, are they not all as bad as each other, like you just said?
Yes, but if you think about not voting, right, that's a genuine, will I do a protest vote or whatever.
Spoiled vote.
Spoiled vote, yeah. But I've thought about it and I'm going to vote.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think, especially in Ireland where we're such a new democracy.
Yeah. I think it's a privilege to be able to vote in a
Yeah.
democracy, and you should exercise it, and your vote actually does matter. I think, you know, like if... Like, let's say, right, the situation for a lot of young people now, people our age, the big issues that need solving generally across the country are childcare, housing, and they're like, that's people our age, but people in their 20s and 30s don't really vote as much as in their 40s,
Yes.
50s and 60s, and therefore one of the big things has been the pension, this end of things, the pension, debate over the pension age.
Because
So,
pensioners vote.
yes, so your vote is very important, you know.
I feel like if you're not going to vote, then don't complain.
Yeah.
Just shut up if you're not going to vote. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, my thoughts are like everybody says they're going to do all this shit.
that's all lies.
And they never do, like, and year upon year and election upon election, we keep going like, yes, we'll vote for the other people. Sure, they said they're going to do this. And then they get in and they never do it. And then, 4 or 5 years later again, we do the same thing again and expect a different result.
It's often out of their hands. Like, you're some lad who's an independent is like, oh, like, let's change Ireland. And it's like, that's not what you're being voted in for.
Yeah. See, no, right. What I'm looking at the minute, right? So obviously I'm going building a house, right? And what Fianna Fáil said, they were like talking about their house, right? They're like, we're going to do kind of an SSIA savings scheme again that will help. Like if you put in €3, they'll put in €1 to help you get your deposit together for the house. And then Fine Gael came back at, well, we're actually going to double the help to buy scheme. So instead of getting 12.5 grand, I might get 25 grand. So it's just like, oh God, like I'm not even care. I don't even care about what the rest of their policies are. I'm like, show me the money.
This matters now.
Yeah, auction politics.
Auction politics, as they say, yeah.
But like we talk about all the parties there, like, and what they're going to do, and they come out with their manifestos and they say what they're going to do. But like a lot of the time, here in rural Ireland anyway, and in Tipperary, we've got 3 independents out of 5.
Yeah.
They're not going to change much up in it all.
But that is if you vote for an independent versus voting for a party.
Yeah, are you as well off just to vote for an independent, and at least they'll look after you? So the people down in Kerry who vote into Healy Rays,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They know they're not going to change climate change or anything like that, but like they might fucking fill the potholes outside your house.
Yeah,
which is
we'll
probably
see
more
with the
benefit.
Healy Rays, when Jackie Healy Ray was first elected, Bertie Ahern really needed him to, get the numbers up to have a majority in it all. So
You could be lucky and be in a situation where the government...
5 or 6 independents get in to make a government.
and the independents have you over a barrel, and they're like, oh, we need a new cardiac unit in the local hospital, and we need such and such, we need a new community centre and such and such, and suddenly a lot more money comes into the community,
But I think if every constituency thought like that,
Yeah.
We just have a load of independents.
and then it'd be hard to heading out to Europe there talking about like some sort of coherent policy.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, in my opinion, I don't know why someone would be a politician. It's a thankless job.
Right? So politicians pay in Ireland, what is it? The basic pay starts at 96,000 for a TD. And in the Taoiseach, the main man is on over 200k a year.
Yeah, it's not bad twine, to be honest. But
But it does take over your life.
yeah, but you have to look at the hardship that comes with it, like for the money. So 96,000 a year for a TD, and you're constantly getting grief because you're not going to please everyone,
Yeah.
no matter how good you are. Even as like if you're the local TD, like you can see it here with our local TDs. Some people love them, more people hate them. Definitely more people hate them. But like I think it's thankless.
I think there's no money would pay.
There's no
it.
money
See,
paid.
I think people saying they hate politicians is just overstated. Like people say they hate watching the Late Late Show. Program's still the most watched program in Ireland. Like 500,000 people tune in every Friday night, and if you look at Twitter, people are like, "This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me ever." You're just like, I think it's the same with politicians. I think a lot of politicians do really like helping people. They like helping people get their medical card, get social housing, that kind of thing. I think other politicians like the status of it. It's such and such deputy, TD.
Do you ever think like people who become a nurse, right? It's like a vocation. You're not going to become a millionaire, but like you become a nurse, maybe you have that thing in you. You're kind of caring, whatever.
Yeah.
And do you ever think maybe people become a politician because like they were bullied in school or something? Is that a bit harsh?
No, yeah, could be.
So maybe you grow up in a political family.
Yeah. That seems to be.
Yeah, if your dad
lot
was a
of-
TD,
yeah.
you'd try and keep the seat. And
There's a bit of a smell of fucking shite off that though, isn't there?
yeah.
There's a bit of a bang of shite now if your dad was in a TD and then you go in.
Yeah, it's,
Obviously you can't judge everyone. It's individual cases, but like...
Well, see, like some TDs' children would, get elected as county councillors, and the natural progression for them would to be go on and be a TD. But I wouldn't have. They're coming with already a campaign support base. I voted for your father. Sure, you can't be too much worse than he was. Sure, I'll give you a number 1 or I'll give you a tick here or there. Like so.
But I suppose they're probably more aware of how the system works, and they might study politics or something in college. So
Yeah.
I can see how they'd be more in that zone. But for some, I don't know how, like a random business person ends up in politics.
Well, here's a cynical take on it.
Go on.
So, said business person would be like looking at a particular political party and be thinking like, maybe down the line I'd like to be a county councillor or maybe get the nod for a TD. So you would become a member of the party. You'd probably make a lot of political donations to the party locally. help fund, the purchasing of campaign posters, that kind of thing. And then you would kind of like ingratiate yourself with the local members. So then when it comes selection convention time, you could be like, well, I've done a lot of work for the party, give me the nod. And you'd probably be running 2 or 3 candidates, so.
Yeah.
I don't see the point of being a TD. Not for all the money in the world. No way.
Some grief.
Like, I understand the businessman going in all right, like, and becoming a TD, and probably turns out he wants to build something on some land. That has to be a reason. Like, sorry, like, to be very cynical.
Yeah.
But influence, like, and you do have a bit of a say, and you do have a bit of pull, and you do have power. And like the gas thing, look, some of our best known TDs and ministers over the years have taken backhanders and have probably done a few things that they shouldn't have done. Allegedly. And
well, no, we've had a couple of tribunals.
But like, you know what I mean? And everyone goes like, oh, they were a disgrace, like.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you now, and I've said this before, and I probably shouldn't say it in the podcast, but if you are in that position and some fella comes to you and says, hey, I'm looking for planning permission, right? Can you fucking pull a few strings for me there, right? Here's 15 grand in an envelope. It's no skin off your nose to do that little thing. Take the 15 grand. Okay, it's morally wrong.
Yeah.
But 15 grand is 15 grand to any man's money. I'm telling you that now.
And legally wrong.
Yes, and that is the reason I will not be going into politics. But I'm just saying, easy throw, like, until you're in that situation. I think about it.
Well, like, I think, like, probably what a business person would think why they want to be a TD is because they'd know what the economy of the local area is. So they'd know that, like, maybe we need to get more industrial land zones so we can get more construction companies in build, and they might think that, there's a shortage of skills, maybe we should get more money going in from local FOSS schemes or stuff like that. So I wouldn't be totally cynical. I'd take your point in it, but I'd be like, I think it's I think it's much better that we have a political system like we do in Ireland than, like, in Saudi Arabia, where I'm all about the bond. I probably wouldn't be allowed to drive a car on my own, like, so. I'm all about the bribes. I'm all about the bribes.
Can I ask you, lads, are you a fan of TV debates?
No.
I would watch them for the reason of, like, I love watching body language, to see different people's body language. And what's better than the TV debate is when somebody comes on the news afterwards and then explains, like, their body language. Oh, you can see he was on the defensive here, and then he scratches his ear there. That shows he's nervous. That's the kind of stuff I'm into. Like, but what they're saying is just a load of shit. They're all just digging up enough shit on each other. That seems to be the thing in Ireland. It's like, don't worry about what I'm going to do when I get into government. Don't worry about what I'm going to do when I get into government, because you're shy. And you're shy, and you've been taking a lot of money, and, like, don't worry about me.
Because of you.
You're all shy. You're all shy. Wait till I get in, I'll show you.
Remember that thing you did?
Yeah, I'll do the exact same thing you did for the last few years. And that's the thing in Ireland, like, even with the debates, is, like, the opposition, like, you're always rooting for the opposition until they get in. And then they're like, pricks. We'll vote others back in.
Yeah. On what would be the two Johnnies manifesto, Mara has made some notes here, which I love. The first one, free contraception.
We have spoke about that before, like.
We're in favour of this.
Yeah, like,
save us a lot of money. No. I'm joking, but they should be handing them out.
Yeah. Should be handing out condoms or like, the pill or whatever people want.
Yeah, like, if you want, like I said this before in the podcast, if you want the pill, it's like minimum, you have to go in every 6 months, pay your GP like 60 euro, 50 or whatever the standard fee is. He just takes your blood pressure and goes, grand, yeah. And
here's another dosage.
Yeah, here's 6 months prescription, and then I think it's like 12 euro or something per month, like, so that's like, for 6 months you're talking what, 120 euro, 140 euro, depending on that, like,
wow.
that's and you should get that for free, like, because it's part of sexual health and that. So
yeah,
anyway.
Definitely better pay for apprentices. They do get some hardship, but I suppose you have to learn the trade as well.
Yeah, I feel like the first year of an apprenticeship is like, do you know when you join the army and they wake up in the middle of the night throwing water at you and stuff?
Yeah.
First year apprentice is like, if you come through this now, you'll be ready for 40 years of hardship.
So something that was a hot topic on Twitter, you put it up on our Twitter.
Yes, banning or drastically reducing election posters.
Yeah.
They look cat.
Yeah.
I don't think they do the job. What we are suggesting is that, say, the town we live in, a medium-sized country town, say 3,000 people.
Yeah.
One area in the middle of town where everyone puts up their poster, some info, a bit of writing.
Yeah.
And because, and if people aren't arsed to go look at that, then they don't really care about their vote. We probably have 500 election posters on every poll in the town. They look at, and who's going to be like, oh, I voted for him. Why? I liked his head. I saw his head on A5 sheets all over town and thought, yeah.
To play devil's advocate, some of the comments and stuff that were on that Twitter post that we put up were like, posters remind people that there's an election. Which is probably a fair point in that, like, you see poster every fucking 5 yards and you're like, Jesus, yeah, the election's on.
If you can't remember to vote.
But at the same time, it doesn't tell you when the elections, it doesn't tell you when they're on. Like,
but the good thing
vote Brady.
Yeah, the good thing this year is that for the first time in a long time, the election's on a Saturday. So there's no, you actually don't have to organise childcare. Like, most people have the day off.
Should be easier, It should be easier to vote. But people were saying as well, for a young politician, I keep playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah,
but for a young politician,
a new
politician who is running for the first time, that posters are a good way to get your face out there.
And some of the young male politicians are very good looking as well. You're like, ooh.
Hey, that'd be one way to get planning permission.
Yuppo that. Oi. But I would say, if you were a young first-time independent candidate,
I'd be blowing Instagram out of it. And
but come here, you don't have the budget to compete with a major party in terms of the amount of posters you get printed. So you're starting on a back foot. Why not level the playing field? Like, the amount of money that is spent, and you get government grants to buy posters. Save the money.
But the only way, like, speaking to people who have political backgrounds and stuff like that, the only way really and truly to try and convince somebody to give you their vote is knock on their door and spend time chatting to them. The canvassing, beating the shoe leather, that's how you...
Is that what they say?
Yeah. It's like...
It's the most effective way.
Yeah, that's it. Like, people want to meet you. They want to get the cut of you. They want to know what you're about. And
I live out
like, you might have to go into the house and sit down and eat like 10 slices of barn brack and have a cup of tea. But like, if they like you, they'll vote number one. So
yeah, all
it's time consuming, but
all good politicians are involved in something anyway, aren't they, in your community? Like, so you're gonna fucking see them all the time.
Yeah,
that's one way of doing it. Like, I don't know a percentage, but everybody's involved in the tidy towns or something around the town. They're in there, the bingo, something. They're in there, lads. You'll find them, they'll find you. I live out the country. It's grand. No one really calls to the house.
Yeah.
The odd time I don't answer. I don't want to hear it. Like, obviously Johnny would answer and it quizzed him for around 3 hours. But just going back on the signs thing.
Yeah.
So what we were saying was, when me and you were chatting in the car, was, like, every town has billboards. So why not they all pool their money and pay a certain amount for the billboard, and then there you go. In every town, probably across Ireland, there's normally a double billboard on the way in and a double billboard on the way out. Everybody gets their own little square. You put up your poster on that billboard and that's it.
Yeah.
Put it in a place where people could park their car and have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if people want to do this, like, you just have a plebiscite and get your county council to do it. There's villages that have come together and said, look, have contacted all the candidates and said, look, don't put up any election posters. Here's where you can do it. And like, I think next time around, probably, I hope the village I'm from will do that, because like, we're absolutely destroyed. I had to contact one local politician, ask him to move his election poster because it was stuck.
I've seen that on your Instagram during the week.
It was
do you want to tell people?
Well, it was like, I'm not going to name the politician because, in fairness, he did move it, and that was
go
fine.
on, name him and shame him.
But it was attached to the welcome Drumconrath sign, and it was really distracting because it wasn't just a standard. It was like about 2 meters wide and a metre high, and it was just like, that's not the place where you should be putting your campaign posters, distracting from a local sign, like, so. But he did move it, so. It's
a big election.
Yeah,
there's big things to be like housing, crime, childcare, Brexit, the whole lot. We're going to need a strong government, so go out and exercise your vote, is what we're saying. I don't know who to vote for, lads. We can't listen. We're not going to influence you. They're all as fucking bad as one another, if you ask me. But sure, look, we're going to have to vote someone in. Vote someone who's going to look after you. Do you know what I mean?
If there's any politician that wants to introduce a scheme for grants for podcasting, we would be on board with that. So
get in contact if there is, because we will vote for you and we will push your agenda over the line. You know, a good turn deserves another, lads.
I don't know if we should name him, but one candidate did ring and say could they come on the podcast, and I feel like,
And it wasn't Leo Varadkar.
yeah, fair bucks to you. Well,
Yeah.
we said no, but
We have asked all leaders. Have we? Have we extended an invitation?
We put into the Taoiseach and we put into the leader of the Green Party, but we didn't hear back from either. So.
did they not? Bastards.
Yeah.
Well, they can fuck off, so.
They're not getting our vote. There you go. Get out and vote. Don't forget in the elections, go out and exercise your vote.